Simas, you had a really hot end to last season, shot 41.6%. And obviously, that's fun, good for you. Was there a part of you that was like kind of pissed off that you didn't have the entire season to showcase that, just given what happened early in the year?
Yeah. I mean, obviously I was frustrated that, that couldn't be my whole year. But I mean, it's natural. It's something that I really wanted to work on, that not just because of the injuries, but also just consistency has been a thing that I've always wanted to, take a big step in from year to year. And hopefully this upcoming year is where I have the most consistency.
Aziz, what's it feel like to be here? Since last year he was talking about you and they were trying to get you eligible, and now here you are. What's the last year been like?
It's been great. I'm grateful to be here, Last year I feel like I didn't have the opportunity, and now I feel like everything is cleared out. I learned from it, and we just grew from it. And it was just a great experience to go through, to know we give everything we could to be the best we can be.
Simas, Dan made a comment during the preseason media availability that himself, along with a couple others, had a chance to leave but came back because of their belief in Wes Miller and his system. I'm just curious what your thoughts are on that and what Wes has meant to you over these past 2 years.
I mean, it's obvious, from how many guys we returned, that what we think of this team and this program, and I mean, that's just like our personal outlook. We aren't chasing, the best situation from year to year. I'm chasing personal development, and I believe that this is the place where I'm going to develop the most as a player and as a person, and the place where I'm going to have the biggest chance to have success for myself and for the team.
Aziz, I guess we can follow up on that question. Obviously, Dan mentioned that as well. Let's talk about your belief in Coach Miller and what he has been kind of meant to you over the last 2 years.
Yeah, I believe on how we really operate, and we got most of the team back. So I'm just really grateful to be a part of it, because we all know each other, what we've been through this year. So we just learn from it, and I feel like that's the best way, really, to stick on it, to just keep the same composure.
Simas, you've lived in 7 countries. That's a known story. But what has that kind of done for your personal development just as a human being? How have you seen yourself grow in your daily life? Not really toughness on the basketball court, but just yourself.
I would say, I mean, a lot of those countries were when I was a little kid, before I was even turned 8. But maybe even without me realizing back then, it made me kind of more accustomed to just changing my surroundings and coming to a new place and adapting really quick, which has obviously helped me in my basketball career, because I left to live in Germany when I was 15. I came to America for the first time as a freshman, and I feel like I've never had a time where I was like, wow, this was a hard place to come to, and I feel like I've always been good at adapting to a new situation. So I feel like that's definitely helped.
Aziz, you were pretty happy to go grab and hold that championship belt earlier this morning. Now that you've had that expectation to see that in person, talk about what that belt would mean to you guys, with hopes of bringing that back to Cincinnati this year.
It means a lot, this year. That is our goal for sure, to really win it all, to kind of feel it, to kind of feel the joy. And it was really heavy, but I feel like that's really the goal for us, to win it all, to kind of be celebrated. I really want to celebrate with the team, because we got a lot of people coming back, so I feel like that would be great.
Simas, when you look at the preseason hype and rankings, with all the national publicity you guys are getting, how do you kind of stay grounded and keep your other teammates grounded and stay focused on the goal?
I mean, because we know from last year that it's all of the high moments are just temporary. So, I mean, Coach always talks to us about responding, and we don't only respond to the bad situation, we respond to the good moments as well. And he's been doing a great job of making sure that we know where we're at, and that our main goal is just working on our games and just keep getting better. And then when the season comes, we'll be ready to play. And I feel like we aren't paying too much attention to what people think about us.
And then, kind of on a lighter note, Connor Hickman mentioned his dunk over Ray. during practice and said, "You're next." I'm just curious if there were any conversations about that after he made the comments.
No,
"You're
he told
next."
me. He told me after he told you guys that, he was like, "Yeah, Simas, they asked me who's next," and I said you. I didn't believe him. I thought he was kidding. But apparently, yeah, he did say that. So I don't know. Good luck to him, I guess. Like he's been doing all right.
Ohio State didn't count, but did you at least come away with more confidence as a team? So many guys played and that, or were you just confident to begin with?
I mean, I would say we were obviously confident to begin with, but it obviously helps to. It was just fun, really, to test ourselves out against a different jersey, and I mean, it obviously helped our confidence and just to like kind of put stuff into perspective and have, you know, be able to compare and like watch film and work on some things that we may have not noticed before. But yeah.
Aziz, kind of going off my earlier question to Simas, but you got to visit Africa for the first time in 5 years this past summer. Was that kind of a full circle moment for you? Because, I mean, since the last time you were there, a ton of stuff has happened in your life. What did that trip mean to you?
It meant a lot. So like I haven't really seen friends and family like in 5 years. So like me being back, it was kind of like exciting, and I was just like I just enjoyed the moment to like spend time with the family, and it was just like very meaningful. Like knowing like there was like a lot of times like you really miss home, but like you're here trying to do the best you can be, and going back home like it's just exciting.
How was Harrison Page to play against?
They, yeah, it's really exciting to face him every time because like he want to get better as well. So like I just love to compete every time. So having him on the team is just like very helpful.
You guys seem like a pretty close-knit group there in this locker room. Talk about the culture that Wes Miller has instilled in you guys, even though you guys have only been here 2 years. Talk about the culture that Wes Miller is building here in Cincinnati.
Yeah, I think it goes back to how Coach West recruits. I mean, I remember too when I was in the portal, like a lot of my first conversation with him was about, you know, looking for a winning culture and being a part of a locker room that has the same values as me, and he was very happy about that because that's exactly what he's looking for. And I think he really picks the guys that he recruits very well because all of them are about the same things. So it just kind of naturally happens that, you know, you bring a lot of the similar guys around each other. We are going to end up liking each other, and yeah, I think it's going to go a long way for when we're, you know, when we have tough moments and when we're, you know, battling in the Big 12.
Simas, was there a moment last year where it kind of clicked for you how hard the Big 12 was going to be? Because obviously the Big East is a good basketball conference, but would you agree with Coach Miller that the Big 12 is probably one of the better conferences, and how hard was it to adjust?
Yeah, I would say those are the two best conferences in basketball, to be honest. And I would say my adjustment was maybe easier than some of the other guys because I kind of, you know, I had something to compare it to. But yeah, the Big 12 is, I mean, no matter where you come from, it's going to be an adjustment because I think the biggest thing was there's really no days off. Like there's not one game that you can come in and be like, oh, this is like you know, this is an easier team, or like this is, you know, not that a different matchup. Because yeah, I mean, like, every week we had a ranked matchup last year, so that's kind of the biggest adjustment.
You guys returned 6 of 8 from your top players last year. How much does the addition of Dylan Mitchell change the dynamics of this team?
I mean, it changes a lot because he's an amazing player, and you guys saw that at Ohio State. Not at Ohio State, but when we played Ohio State, he really does everything, and he does a lot of the stuff that we were lacking. You know, like rebounding and just like being able to switch and guard all positions. Like he's really going to be a big part of our team.
Losing John Newman was obviously a big loss for you guys with the graduation. Have you seen anyone step into that role as like that defensive stopper mindset that he had?
Yeah, I feel like we have a bunch of guys that are kind of contending for that role. But yeah, I mean, Dylan's obviously one of them. Ray, like Josh, we have a lot of guys that are really great defenders and have a similar mindset to what John had, and they can bring the same things.
You both get another crack at Xavier this year. Do you want to give us any ammunition for the game?
I think it's going to be just like every other game. Like every game we don't come to win, so it doesn't matter who we really have in front of us. We just come over there to win and just yeah, just to win, for sure.
Simas, on Friday night, you're used to seeing the guy next to you in Aziz block shots, but when Dylan Mitchell came down and blocked that shot, what were your guys' reactions seeing him do it for the first time? And it's really first opportunity there for fans to see what he's all about.
Yeah, no, it was an amazing feeling, obviously, because I mean we've been thirsty for basketball. We've been thirsty to play in front of all the fans, and to have, we were kind of going on a run, and then he got the block, and then he got a lob right after. So it was just an amazing feeling, like all around, just to be able to experience that again.
You took some big shots late in the game last year. When in your career did you kind of realize that you might have had that clutch gene, and where you liked kind of thriving in those situations late in the game?
I've been asked this question already, maybe like twice, but I would say like just when you're a kid, I don't know, like you're shooting around on the street or in the park somewhere, like when you're like counting down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and you're shooting those shots. I feel like that kind of helped me envision, and like, I mean, after all this is my dream, like being in those moments and having the ball. So I feel like it made it much easier, not only like realizing that I'm fulfilling my dream, but also being able to deal with the pressure and the nerves. So yeah.
What was your favorite of all those shots?
Favorite of all those shots? Probably, oh my God, I really can't. I was about to say Texas Tech because it was on the road, but then the ones at home are also amazing. So yeah, I can't pick a favorite, really.
From a physical and mental standpoint, how much does the change from 18 conference games to 20 games kind of take a toll on you guys, and what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, 2 more games. I feel like I'm not sure. We're gonna find out. But I would like to think 2 more games isn't gonna be too big of a difference. But I'm sure Coach West and our staff is gonna have to think about it and manage our bodies a little more carefully this year.
Obviously, it's been a pretty busy 24, 36 hours for you guys making the trip out here to Kansas City. Looking around in this venue right now, what's been your guys' favorite part of this experience over the last few hours for you guys?
I think all of it, for real. Like, since I just look at it as we competitive, this is what we do, so we just can't complain, for real. So everything they really ask us to do it, we're just trying to do it at the highest level possible. So even coming to Kansas City, we just came from practice and it was really tough, we wasn't how we there, but this is what we do, so we just here trying to do the best possible.
Have you and Dylan kind of traded advice about how to finish lobs, and how much have you learned from him? Because you're different in stature, but obviously he's super athletic and can get up there with you.
Yeah, I think he's gonna help us a lot. When you really see him play, and now people gonna speak the truth between me and him. Oh, he's gonna roll, he's gonna do this, he's gonna do that. I think he's gonna be a big impactful in our team. Yeah.
Simas, I think it was your first touch against Ohio State. You got to the rim. Didn't happen as much last season. Could we expect to see you kind of attacking downhill more this year?
Yeah, for sure. It's something that I've been working on, not just getting to the rim, but just, finishing when I'm there and being more on balance and getting to 2 feet and being stronger with the ball. So, I mean, I hope you can see more of it this year. And, yeah, I mean, obviously just me staying hot from 3 and me having that, that consistency that we talked about from last year is going to help me get down, because people are going to be so afraid of my 3-point shot.
This team's super long. You saw it against Ohio State, the amount of deflections, offensive rebounds. Do you kind of have to have a little bit more awareness on offense to know that kick out 3 might be open more often than usual?
Yeah. You're saying with the length?
Yeah, so just offensive rebounding, deflections on offense, kind of getting kick out 3 opportunities like you and Dan do at your spots.
Yeah. I mean, of course, we're always aware of that, and I mean, yeah, the length definitely helps, because people are so scared of Aziz and Dylan rolling, and yeah, I feel like there's going to be a lot of space for us on offense, especially now because we have a lot of more threats from the 3-point line as well.
Have you been all right around the crosswalks?
Yeah, I've been doing fine.
I mean, if anyone ever questions your toughness, tell them.
So a little fun question for you, obviously, with Media Day and all that. Walk us through the shoe choice for you guys. Obviously, we saw the swag that Coach Miller brings night in and night out with the shoe game. Walk us through what you guys wore here today for Media Day.
We actually wore the exact same Jordan 4s. I thought it was mandatory, but now that I think about it, I don't know if we had to wear these or just had to wear any black Jordans. But yeah, I like these. These are, I think, the newest ones that we got that aren't basketball Jordans. So that was my choice. I didn't really put too much thought into it.
Yeah, it's the newest one we got, and it's really comfortable. So like, yeah, that's the reason. I thought you were mandatory as well. But I really like them too.
For both of you off the court, what has been your favorite experience within Cincinnati so far?
For me, it's like the city. I love the city. Like, I love the food. I love to like really hang out on the bridge. Like, I really love spending time on that.
Yeah. Same. Really like walking around the river. It was really pretty, and yeah, there are some great restaurants. So I'd say also like I can't really pinpoint one thing. I think my favorite experience has been like the scenery, especially around the river. But yeah, I haven't been to any Bengals or Reds games, so I can't say that yet. But I'll definitely have to get to one of them.
Do you guys have any favorite restaurants that you've been to? This could be an NIL opportunity.
You want us to say chili?
No.
I got in trouble because I told some people that I've never had it. I haven't tried it yet. So, but I mean, on my visit, they took me to Jeff Ruby's, and I've been back there maybe like once or twice since then. So it's definitely a good place, a great place.
Aziz, have you had Skyline?
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, but like I feel like my favorite one is like Ruby's, right? Yeah,
Okay.
I love the food and like the really like the environment, like the view and stuff like that.
Are you scared of Skyline, Simas?
No, I'm not. I've been like, I don't have a car, so I've been trying to get people to take me. Last year, Landon was supposed to take me for 4 weeks in a row. I was like, yeah, we're going this week. He's like, yeah, of course, but it never happened. So I'll get it done.
We asked Odie and John and those guys fun questions last year. As far as like a pregame music playlist, what are your guys' go-tos?
Pre-game music.
And who has the best playlist if someone's on, on the speakers?
Yeah. Last year, CJ Anthony was the DJ in the locker room. I didn't mind it, like the first, like, cause he played the same song like every time. So like the first 4 games, I was like, what is this? But then like you kind of learn the lyrics, and then I'm like, okay, I can see it. But for me personally, I can't really give you a playlist because like it just fluctuates so much. Like every week I listen to different stuff, and I don't really have like a hype song or anything. I just listen to whatever I like at the time.
Do you have a certain genre that you like?
Also, no. Well, I'd say like I like a lot of R&B, obviously hip hop, and then I listen to a lot of rock and roll as well.
Yeah. What about you, Aziz?
I feel like it depends on my mood. Sometimes I can go hip hop, sometimes I go to Afrobeat. I can switch it up, and since I speak like different languages, it just help a lot. Yeah.
Simas, I know we asked you this when we had you on our podcast about unusual habits that people don't know about you, and you said you spoke your 7 languages. Now for Aziz, what's a habit or a fun fact that people don't know about you that you would like people to know about?
I really love visiting different space, different restaurants, different spaces like I've never been. I really love that. So that's really like something I really like to do in my fun, like in my habit. Yeah.
When was your biggest growth spurt? At what age did you grow the most in the shortest amount of time?
What you mean?
Like, how tall were you when you were 12?
Oh, yeah, I was like 12. I was like probably like I was pretty tall.
Okay.
At that time I was like 6'5". I don't know, 6'5", probably. Yeah, really tall. I didn't really like look at it, but I know I was taller than my friends.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Yeah.
When did you stop growing? Or are you still growing?
I'm still growing.
Aziz, what have you kind of worked on the most in this off season now that you've had a full off season of prep and know that you're going to play?
I've been working a lot on my free throw line, more conditioning, and just trying to be better. Like in every other spot they need me, so like just trying to impact winning.
And then for Simas, a guy like Tyler Betsy comes in. How much have you kind of worked with him, being a younger guy with a lot of potential on this roster?
I really like Tyler. I'm, always with freshmen, especially coming out of high school, I'm like cautious on like how hard is it going to be for them to adjust to the college game. But like I remember from the first practice, like Tyler immediately picked everything up. So I'm really impressed with him, and obviously I guess we kind of have similar games to where, you know, he's also not the most athletic. He's more athletic than me, but, you know, he's still like a very smart player, a great shooter. So, I mean, yeah, it's gonna be a fun year to you know, work with him and see him get better and have him play a role for our team.
Is there a opponent's arena that you're looking forward to traveling to the most?
Villanova, actually. Yeah, I'm pretty excited. I wish we played at Wells Fargo, but yeah, that's gonna be exciting because my girlfriend's from Philadelphia, so she's gonna be there. So yeah.
What colors will she wear?
She'll wear our colors.
Anything else? Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.